welcome to Punch 106.7 today. And it happens to be Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, sorry, presentation of the program, Punch Evening Ride, right here on your radio and on your TV, Punch 106.7 and Punch TV Live right here from our studio in 72nd SKD Boulevard. So, wherever you are, whatever thing you find yourself doing, this is the program that brings you major happenings in traffic. It has to do with entertainment a little bit of politics, a little bit of news around the world, and that of weather forecast, political news, driving tips. On Fridays we do prank plus many more right here on your radio and on your TV. So wherever you are watching Punch Evening right here, the 25th day of October 2023. And let's make the time 4 minutes past 4 o'clock. And this program comes on every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right here on your radio and your stream on TV. So wherever you are this evening, my name is Victor, and of course, I'm your presenter, of course, on this Wednesday evening presentation of Punch Evening Ride. So wherever you are, whatever you're watching from, don't go away. Wherever you're listening to us from, don't go away. And of course, let's go straight into it. Our thought for today says, good thoughts make a happy person. If you have a dream, never let it go. Chase it till the end. Make yourself your own competition. Strive to make it better than yesterday, and you will find the true essence of life. Of course, that's our thought for today on the program, Punch Evening Ride. And of course, let's look at our weather forecast for today. Our weather forecast for today. Today, on this evening, we have 28 degree. Of course, um, yeah, it's actually a sunny day today. This afternoon is actually sunny day. 4% precipitation and 28 degrees Celsius. So we actually have a good sun today on this Wednesday. We actually have a good sun today on this Wednesday. So 4% precipitation and of course 28 degrees. Yeah, it's a good day today, sunny day. So I know everyone out there are going on with their daily activities, making sure that they move freely, because it is often saying like, when the rain falls, it makes the area sore, to move around. It becomes difficult for people to move around. But today is actually a sunny day, and people are actually moving around, I guess, from their offices, from their market areas and other places. So it's actually a sunny day today in Monrovia, 28 degrees with 4% precipitation. It's actually a wonderful day today. And so let's look at our vocabulary of the day. Our vocabulary of the day today, it's actually called extraneous, right? Extraneous is extraneous. Extraneous. And of course, extraneous, we want to know what extraneous is. All right. Something described as extraneous does not form a necessary part of something else, and it may also therefore be considered irrelevant or unimportant, as in extraneous detail. So when something is not important or it is irrelevant, all right, that's our vocabulary of the day. And indeed, let's look at our political news today. Political news today. Our first political news, like our headline, major headlines today. Three opposition political parties seek forensic examination of all ballot papers. Of course, we're gonna go in detail as well. We're gonna be going in detail, and the next headline says the National Elections Commission accused of violating Constitution with November 14th runoff election date. And of course, those are our two headlines for political news. And of course, in entertainment, Stunner, the artist that has the highest relationship stunts, why Obi is the first wife to his turn, of course. Yeah, that's the political news we have today. And today, we have our guest on the program will be appearing. Of course, we have two persons that will be appearing on the show today. One person from China, and of course, Pintes T. Doma will also be on the show today. So wherever you are this lovely Wednesday afternoon, well, this evening, sorry, whatever thing you find yourself doing, it's after 4 o'clock already. So we're actually on the ride. We're actually on the ride, and we're going to be looking at our driving tips again. And today, in our driving tips, we are actually going to be looking at 10 driving safety tips for employees. Right. So sometimes companies, institutions employ people without giving them, you know, their TOR because I know you or you know me. They just employ people based on who know you think. So we're going to be giving out those 10 tips for employees that will be or that are employed in institutions. All right. And yeah, those are things we're going to be talking about today. And we also have this news that the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Education should be embracing or should have embraced 20 students that went to China because they were unable to afford those students their plane tickets. So they told the students to pay their tickets and they were going to be reimbursed. So we have someone posted in China already that's going to give us more insight on this, but I'm going to be talking more about it as well. And also, we're also going to be having Pintes Doma, like I said, on the show today. And Pintes Doma is going to be giving us more details on the runoff election in Nima County. He's from Nima County. He's going to be telling us more about that, and he's also going to be giving us more detail on the presidential election runoff. Like I said, in Nima, his role in the UP leadership and campaign team in Nima, and some analysis of the first runoff results in Nima. These are things we're going to be talking about today on the show. So this is Punch Evening Ride you are watching, and if you are listening, this is Punch Evening Ride. My name is Victor Wim, presenting this evening. Let's take a break. We will be right back. Don't touch your radio and don't you go away. Extra news. TRA. You see Wednesday, you don't go down Wednesday. Yeah. So that's why I started taking no, and not I don't want 1,500 United States dollars. 1,500 United States dollars, was promised those students each for their tickets. All right, for their tickets to go to China. Now, those students are there, and till now, their money have not been, sent to them or reimbursed. All right, and one thing I want to say is that one of the key issue, our government needs to treat certain situations timely. All right, if you make a commitment as a government, you should be able to treat those situations timely. Right, we have actually gathered this information. All right, this information that students currently in China were currently to the information on the Chinese government scholarship, but the Liberian government has its own part to play as well. Like I said, all right, they have their own part to play. But the serious part of this is that the 2023 batch of the CSC scholarship, according to our sources, the government was responsible for financing their tickets according to the ministry, the MOU signed between those students, the Chinese government, and um, the Ministry of Finance to pay their fees. All right. When I talk about fees, the ticket to go to China, the plane ticket, they're supposed to purchase the plane ticket for students to go to China. All right. But till now, it has been alleged that the Minister of Education, all right, it's been alleged that the Minister of Education, Professor Ansu Soni, told them that that to finance their own tickets, like I said, all right. Until now, nothing has been done. So we managed to talk to somebody from China. He's on the line. Cherio P. Sega is one of the beneficiaries of this scholarship. He purchased his own ticket. All right. The money promise was 1,005. So he purchased his own ticket, and he's currently studying in China. Okay, and till now, they have not been reimbursed. All right. So Cherio, we're going to be joining Cherio very shortly, so that he can give us more details as to this matter. All right. And the issue is how much is the amount per student, and the students can come as part of the line of questioning. All right. So you can't promise people certain thing as government, and then you don't act upon it. You need to act on certain situation timely. Right. These students, some of them went to get their ticket. You don't know the means they went through. They know that the government will be responsible for our ticket and to go and do our studies, and then they went out, lobbied, got the money. Some of them credited the money just to go and study, and now you've not been able to send the money to them as reimbursement. All right. So on the line we have Cherio P. Sege, who is posted in China as one of the beneficiaries, to give us more details as to this situation. Cherio, welcome.
Victor, I'd like to say thank you for having me. I hope the audio is good.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you for having me. And let me say good evening to the many Liberians listening to me this beautiful Wednesday in Liberia, and those of you listening on the radio as well. It's a pleasure to talk to my people back home. I'm so grateful to be on your platform this afternoon, Victor.
All right, it's nice. It's nice. How's China doing you, man? I mean, you look so nice.
Yeah, thank you. China is good today.
Okay.
China is very good today, and we bless God for life that enterprise in young people, the passionate young people of Liberia that have come to acquire knowledge to go back and serve our motherland are here. And all is good. The Chinese are actually treating us well, as a matter of fact. So we are grateful. We are grateful to be here, and we want to be thankful to the Chinese government as well for the lot of impact made so far in Liberia when it comes to capacity building for young people. So it's a great thing to be in China anyway. It's a pleasure to be on your show again as well. And China is good, by the way.
Okay. Let's go strictly into the issue. Allegedly, let me just start. I mean, put it that way. Allegedly, it said that you people were to be finalized when it comes to the plane ticket issue to your for your status to China. And then the government of Liberia, through the finance ministry, promised you people to do your own financing as per your ticketing. And then when you get to China, you guys will be reimbursed. So I'm told from other sources that you people have not been reimbursed till now, and you are one of the beneficiaries of this scholarship. How true is this information?
Thank you, Victor. Thank you for that level of journalistic work. That it is the ABC in journalism. I appreciate that a lot. That you heard it as speculation, and you decided to reach out to those directly involved, and for which you contacted me, and I showed you that I could make my way available to be on your show to explain exactly the information you gather from whatever source, like you mentioned, is quite correct. It's true and very accurate. And this is the situation Liberians are faced with in China. And I think it's important that we speak on it. I thought not to speak on it, but I think it's important at this time we have to speak on it because it's a matter of concern. So, yeah, basically, it's true. Yeah.
So, what was the MOU? How was this agreement made? In what time frame that you people were said to be reimbursed with this money, and how is the set? How what is the amount of this said money that we're talking about? What is the amount?
Okay, Victor, thank you again. Um, Liberia, if Liberia should progress, I think there is a need that our state actors also be able to do the best and the honorable thing in our country for our country to move forward. So those in charge of the day-to-day activities of the government, of the governing process of our country, be a minister, be a representative, whatever it is, whatever position you find yourself, to ensure that you make Liberia a better place. I think there is a need that people do it with diligence, people do it with passion, people do it with commitment. It's important. So these are factors we have to look at. But to the issue you just raised, the concern
Mhm.
you raised, I think it's a concern for a lot of Liberians, a lot of young people who are the next future generation of our country. It's very important. Now, this is the issue. Normally Liberia and China has a very good relationship. All right. Uh, they have a very good relationship from Ellen Johnson, Sally time, past history. You know the rest of it.
Mhm.
So normally every year you find Liberians leaving from Liberia come to China for study. If you
And
check our
I've been
government,
I was just I was just one of the beneficiaries of a media training, 3 weeks media training, like 3 weeks
yeah, I think
ago
that's
in
what,
China. Yeah, and
yeah.
just I just returned. So yeah, I know the relationship.
Mhm. So with that being said, there were a lot of young people. There were a lot of young people currently in our governance space, even the private sector, who are making tremendous, well, doing extremely, work at the government level, at the private sector. They are all Chinese trained scholars in Liberia. They are working, they are serving this government, past government, current government, government to come. So I say this to say to you that the Chinese government and that of our government, the Republic of Liberia, have this smooth relationship wherein many times you find students leaving from Liberia to come to China to school and go back to serve their country. But it is like twofold, right? Normally there is this application process wherein there are huge, students coming from all around the world coming to China to study, and so for international students, they are open up to international programs. So you find students coming from all over the world coming to China to study. So the application is always up. The MOE, I mean, the Ministry of Education is responsible. It is clear for the authority to make sure and regulate those scholarship activities, international scholarship, even local scholarship in Liberia. So
Mhm.
students who are passionate to go further to ensure that they acquire higher education will always take the opportunity to ensure that they apply. That has been the case. And some of us, because we have a bigger dream, we still want to go further with education, we thought it wise to apply in the process. And after all of the necessary vetting process involved along the way, we were qualified to come to China. But the thing is, it's a both way. It's like bilateral, two countries, working together, right? So the Chinese government has its own responsibility, while the Liberian government too is on the other side having their own responsibility.
Mhm.
And what is the responsibility of the Liberian government in this case? The responsibility of the Liberian government is to ensure that they take full responsibility of your travel allowance. That is your ticket and whatever accidental and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And there is also some monthly stipend for students. That which I will not mention much, but we want to
Mhm.
basically talk about deal with the issue of
Yeah,
the
those
ticket
those
reimbursement.
those the necessary benefits from the government.
Yeah. So for the aspect of
The
your stay
ticket.
in China,
Mhm.
the aspect of your stay in China, the Chinese government, in the agreement between the Chinese government and the Liberian government, they take full responsibility. That is, they give you monthly stipend that
Mhm.
will keep you up. They give you accommodation. They're responsible for your fees. They're responsible for your feelings, but they don't cook for you. They give you the stipend that you can keep yourself or you buy food and whatever it is to eat and keep your study ongoing. All right.
Okay.
Which
So
which
yeah.
the Chinese government is committed to doing that timely,
Mhm.
and they always doing it on time. I must admit, and I appreciate the Chinese government for whatever contribution, whatever effort and contribution they are giving back to our country. Now, before our departure, when we receive our visa, and there were a lot of students who had scheduled for August to come to China. They
Mhm.
had scheduled to come to China in August, like me and other students.
Mhm.
So we left from Liberia, and prior to leaving, the Minister of Information, Education Minister, Professor Ansu Sonin, had a meeting with
Mhm.
us. We received our admission package from the embassy. That gentlemen, congratulations, but this is it. This is the sad news. We are responsible to give you your allowance for ticket. We are responsible. It is our responsibility
Yeah.
to give you money to finance your travel, right?
Okay.
And but at this time, it is not available. That's what the minister told
That was why the
us.
government of Liberia told you people that the money that is supposed to do your plane ticket with isn't available.
That's what they said to us. They said the
Okay.
money was not available. So the minister said to us that I'm kindly appealing to you guys,
Mhm.
whatever means you can apply to ensure that you get your ticket to go to China, please
Mhm.
do that. Don't let go of the opportunity. Because if we look at the internal control system, which I agree at the time, if we
Mhm.
look at the internal control system to get that money from the Ministry of Finance, there were a lot of things that would delay. It might delay some of you guys. And I
Mhm.
understood that you guys will be in China in August, some of you. And there are some colleagues who were coming in September. So with that, students have no option. Victor, can you imagine fighting, striving to get that opportunity to come to China and do master? Can you imagine how expensive master program?
And
And
how much is this money for your ticket? How much did
so,
the government of
so,
Liberia promised?
so what happened is this: the ticket enrichment is different depending where you go to buy your ticket, right? Some people
Mhm.
pay like 1,003 plus. I pay $1,321 United States dollars, right?
Mhm.
So what the ministry told us was that this money, make sure that your ticket should not exceed 1,500 because that's 1,500 to get across to every student. So, but now this is the sad part about it.
Mhm.
At that critical junction, Victor, that crucial time when you have 2 weeks to travel to China and you
Mhm.
don't have the money, what next to do? You don't want to let go of the opportunity. So many of the students decided that there is a need that will try by all means to get the money. So people started going to credit, beg other family member that whenever you go and share your problem with, you gotta go to them and hustle around to make sure and get that money to get your ticket to come. So
Mhm.
students, even so, some people were even brave. There are a lot of students who have reached out to me. They've been reaching out to me, but we've been very much diplomatic in the process to ensure that we engage it from all sides of it. But I think the way in which it's going, that's why I said to you when you reach out to me, I say it's important that we speak on this matter, all right, at
Mhm.
this point in time. So there were a lot of students. That's the sad part of it. There were a lot of students who went beyond within a 2 weeks period, collected money from people with the hope after the minister have told us that September at least the first or second week in September, latest the third week in September, you guys will receive your money when the Ministry of Finance release the check to us. You will receive your money through the embassy in China, Liberian embassy in China.
But
So
you that
student
it
left.
means that when you arrive within 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what he said. It was in August. We had a conference in the middle of August, but he said that
Okay.
at least the first week. But he decided at least just what he did was that he was just assuming that anything could happen in between. So he
And
set
who
the
is this
feeling like
person? Is it
I'm talking about the Minister of Purpose of the Ministry of
Minister Papa,
Education,
Professor Ansu
Professor
Soni?
Andrew Soni, of course.
Okay.
So he said to us that probably uh the middle of September or late September, you guys will
Mhm.
receive your money from the embassy there in China. So students decided to they mustered the coverage and they decided to go beyond and reaching out to people to get some petty cash to come. And luckily for us, all of the students managed by whatever means, by coke, by hope, and they came to China. And we've been here, school been going good. But this is the sad part that I was just mentioning not too long to you, Victor.
Okay.
Some people, when they credit from people, giving them hope or giving them the impression that September last week, I will pay your money. Like the funny part about it, a guy who reached out to me, he told me, he said, can you imagine? He normally go to the guy and credit money from the guy, sometimes settle other family issue and pay him when he takes pay. Now he resigned from his job, he's not working
And
no longer.
the thing about it is that you guys really need to pray because fire just got that some part of the finance ministry. So before you can see the money, so saying hey, when I so sad went to get your money. So the men are
So I
credit
don't think
over.
I don't think that, I don't think that it will go that route. I don't think it will go. I hope they started document and now they started fire go. I pray and hope that it should not be that way. So the guy told me that he took the money from the guy with the hope that he will receive his money from the ministry September so he can pay the guy. September the guy called his local number, but the problem is that he didn't inform the guy that he was coming to China because if he had like, my man are going to China, the guy would not
No, but
definitely
he
give the
already
money.
to
You would
the
not.
airport, of course. When I wouldn't, he wouldn't have given it to him.
Of course. So what he did, he credited the money and then he left. He came to China. When the month ended, October first week, the guy went to the house to ask for him. His wife called. He said the man is not here. The man is in China. He said, but I don't think so. And he spoke to the guy on the phone. They told him how to better exchange. The guy like I gave him my money and he didn't tell me you're going to China. And I said if I informed you that I was coming to China, you could have trusted me to give him that money. But this is the case now. So please bear with me. So this is what happening. This is
So
what happening,
so so
Victor. You will
at
have to
this point,
want. You will have to. You will have.
what is your caveat now? You are already there, all right?
Mm,
Like you
mm.
just mentioned of the scenario of the guy. You
So
people took money from other people. So
let me just lay that guy issue in just so you can be empathy with him. So you can
mhm.
understand the real issue why we decided to appear on your platform to talk about this money issue. So he will have to cut his stipend that the Chinese government gave him, send 75% back home to his wife to ensure and settle that debt with the guy, and then be left with 25%, which 25% cannot take it for the entire month, brother. You understand? You have to buy
Mhm.
food. You have to go and print other, materials and things like that to keep yourself going. Every day you got to drink water. A lot of things to live in foreign land. You know what I'm talking about. So
Okay.
it can sustain you for that month. You have to cut a space to ensure that you settle debt because the person be embarrassing your family back home. So now
But
when you go,
have you
when
guys
you,
gone to the embassy of Liberia in China to actually put forth this issue so that the ambassador there can talk to maybe we relate to the ministry here and
so,
talk to
so,
someone
so,
from the
so,
ministry as well?
so, so what happened is this, right? We had one of our team members who reached out to someone from the embassy, and they informed her to ensure that you get all of the student names and their contact details in the university they are attending in China here. And since then, we've been waiting to hear from them. Nothing
And
at all.
how long has this been?
It been like 2 weeks now. It been like 2 weeks since we reached out to them. So now the only thing we're hearing now back home is that election is on, and you can't tell me in a serious country like Liberia, you would tell me that students of your country are in foreign land and this is an issue of concern. How long you think the internal control system will work for students to get that money? You say election is in country, no government entity can work. Get like whatever election also, no government entity working.
There are government offices open.
Government
Offices are
offices
open
open
here, and
and
then
it
they are
should be
doing their
functional.
normal
But
thing.
people want to be like so much worshiping the president. The president goes so the father minister is there, the other person is there. Everybody wants to be behind the president. So people are not doing their job. There are a lot of documents on their desk that they're supposed to sign. They are keeping it there. And everybody behind the president singing hallelujah.
Okay.
So you get
So,
students all over the world,
Cherry,
the country,
Cherry,
and then
let's hold
have
it
a
there.
weekend.
Let's now welcome our guest, who is in studio now. Pintes T.
So
Doma from
so
Nima
so
County. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so Vita, if I should conclude quickly, I think my time on
You're
your
not
show is
concluding
over,
the
and
show.
then
You stay on the show. You're not going nowhere.
Mohammed,
You're going nowhere. Okay, so let's now welcome Pintes Doma. Pintes Doma is he's going to be telling us his role within the Unity Party leadership and the campaign team in Nima County. We're also going to be doing some analysis on the presidential election runoff, of course, and of course the first round of the presidential election. We're going to be talking about it and the runoff that's already kicked off yesterday, and some analysis on the results from the first round. So these are
my
things we're
man,
going to be talking
my man,
about. Yeah,
you're not allowing to close on it like brain student are in China business, what crying for all the children
yeah.
suffering. Some of
You're
them they
close
not
on it,
get
brother.
food.
You're close on it.
Yeah, let
You're
close the boy. Let you just want to just say the plea out there like bro,
My
government,
man,
we
you're close.
beg
Then
you.
welcome our guest. Pinterest, welcome. Welcome to Punch.
Yeah, good afternoon, Victor, and also good afternoon to people following this broadcast this evening. Like you rightly say, I'm Prentice Tike Doma.
Yeah.
I'm the Secretary General of the Youth Congress of the Evergreen Unity Party there in Nimba, and I also serve the rescue campaign team as the Assistant Secretary for Youth Affairs.
Okay, so welcome. This is Punch Evening Ride. It's a little bit more of entertainment, politics, and a whole lot social issues. But we thought of going a little bit politic. Someone said politic, eh? Politic. Today, yeah, politic. Yeah. So how has it been in Nima County, Pinterest?
Yes, Nima is good so far for the rescue team, and let me say thanks to my kinsmen and the with like-minded Liberians as we rallied the concerted effort of patriots across the country to ensure that our current government is democratically removed because at the moment, not much need to be said, but the living condition of the ordinary Liberians, the undecorated hardship, the high cost of living in the country, the disrespect for the rule of law, mysterious disappearance and death across the country, laid the basis for us to channel the rescue mission.
Yeah.
So let me say thanks to Councillor Tiamonse Gonglo and the Liberia People's Party, who earlier today
Pledge their support.
pledged their support to the rescue mission ahead of the runoff that was officially announced yesterday by the National Elections Commission.
But Cherry, why you smiling there? You're on mute. Why you smiling at my man?
Yeah, Oshami, I guess that I think the other co-panelists. Pretty, it's good to see you. They may talk about the boom movement, so my mind just ran to it, and I thought to laugh because it kind of like I seen a boom offline in the country. Yeah, it's good to see you, bro.
Yeah, we also in solidarity with you. We hope those concerned will listen to your cry and make the necessary intervention.
The Liberian students are actually going through a lot of things here, bro, that we have to talk. But basically, Victor, let me just wrap on it. Probably you want to take me in a little bit on the conversation with you and Prentice. So I just thought to just wrap it up all together on this because I believe that a lot of students in China currently who are affected by this action of the government, and they are following this platform tonight. And I think some of them they have the opportunity to call and express how things also going with them back here. So we have come in a very kind tone. We have come in a very kind tone to plead with the government of the Republic of Liberia, our state government, that indeed you have your children, you have your brothers and sisters back here who have come to acquire higher education to go back and serve this motherland that we love so much. So please, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Finance, we are pleading with you, we ask you, we beg your indulgence that whatever responsibility you owe to those students, there is a need that you execute it. We are pleading with you guys, please, because this is what you committed yourself to do for us. This is the kind of strange conditions students are going through. It's so strenuous, brother. Like I explained to you, somebody have to cut their start paying because you don't want your family to have pressure back home to ensure that you send that money to settle whatever difference it is, and it's just a whole lot. It's just a whole lot. I just imagine kind of having a kind of picture. There are a lot of people who even came here at Victor and printers as well, who even left their whole home empty, not because they wanted to come and not missing this opportunity. There are a lot of them
Okay.
took the entire money from home to come here. So now the whole family is like zero, and you can't just keep your family. So I'm just appealing to the government, those who are in the media space in Liberia, reach out to the Ministry of Education, reach out to the Ministry of Finance to engage them about this money. The students in China need this money a lot because it's a great help to them. So thank you guys for affording me the opportunity to be on your platform to talk about the issue of Liberian students in China so far.
All right. Thanks, Cherio. That's Cherio, live from China, one of the beneficiaries of the 2023 CSC scholarship to China. So, Pinterest, let's go straight into business. We're going to be talking more a lot about the just ended presidential election first round, the results, and the happenings now because campaign just the neck announced the opening of campaign yesterday, and with the results, that went neck to neck with the ruling party and the opposition party. We want to hear from you mainly in Nima County and at the leadership level of the Unity Party. How is it? How was it actually? Let's discuss the results from the first round of the presidential election. Was the results actually satisfactory to you people, or there was something being done that you people were dissatisfied?
Uh, I know there have been a lot of concern, and that was expressed by our vice standard bearer a few days ago when he made, an elaborate media engagement in Nimba. But I want to speak specifically to results that came out of
Nima
Nimba,
County, yeah.
where my own activities.
Yeah, and you're also a son of Nima as well. So.
Yes, and I'm from there. There were plans that the UP and the MDR as well as the OJ and Solidarity Forces in Nimba worked collectively. There were plans in place, there were strategies because we understood for a fact that we were going against a regime that does not respect rule of law. So campaign financing policies in place were not going to be monitored and respected by them. So we expected that the ruling CDC would have used this catch to our people, just to make the impression that yes, indeed, they had a very good support there in Nimba.
Yeah.
So that put us in a very tough position to work over time. So the rescue team in Nimba had to work more and more. Like I remember every time we meet the vice standard bearer, Senator Jeremiah Pankun, he will be clear with us that if even the worst happens, that Ambassador Boaka is not going to win this process, there should be a specific candidate that should never lose, and that county is Nima County. So all of us, part of the campaign team, we had that at the back of our mind, and it put us under immense pressure to engage more, knowing the fact that we didn't have the funds to compete with the ruling CDC. So we just had to engage the community people. I remember at one point in time, that was my very first time seeing the political godfather of Nimba, as he's, passionately called, Senator Prince Jeremy Johnson, campaigned vigorously for over a month. We're all in the bushes and the trenches of Nimba, where he was talking to voters, to vote, if not him. At some point in time, I remember when we were closing the campaign, that was a very emotional moment when Senator Johnson had to remove his cap, somewhere in the city square of Ganta. And he pleaded with Nimba to vote that even those of them that do not want to see him as senator, and the people that also support him, he asked them to vote Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai and Senator Jeremiah Kpankun, because where the country is far bigger than what tends to divide us. So they were just then came the election time that we had in place, stringent technical measures to ensure that we protect the vote, because the process was beyond just the campaign period. We have to do everything possible. We had our tally sheets. We had a well-structured data center where we had people with the expertise and, to control that. So basically what we have in our database was something very likely to what the NEC pronounced for Nimba. And because of that, we saw that the CDC folks controlling their campaign activities there. Their plan now was to make attempt to attack 30 centers there in Nimba. There again, we have to keep alerting national security to be on the move, because that was the vote of the people of Liberia, and that was the vote of the people of Nimba, and the vote of Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai and Senator Jeremiah Kpankun. So we had to do everything possible to protect it.
Now people are actually complaining that the votes from the Southeastern for the opposition Unity Party weren't protected. I know you wouldn't have a lot to say about that, but for this run-up, the second round, I mean, what is it that you I know you are very close to the vice Senator Barrow. I know you're very close to him. So what I mean, I don't want to call it strategy, but are there plans of actually securing those polling centers in the Southeastern like you did with Nima in the first round?
I know I got to town a few days ago, and that's a rumor that we've been hearing, but it's not really been confirmed whether or not the UP votes were protected in the Southeast and other parts of the country. But that's why I said to you I wanted to talk more about the county that I work in.
Okay.
But whatever the case is, I know we've been talking to stakeholders, we've been talking to folks connected and well-grounded within the technical team, and we've been making our own layman suggestion, as what else may term it, as to how we were able to work with the team there in Nimba. So there have been conversations ongoing, and I trust even at the high level conversations are also ongoing about how do we go about the runoff. But we have a very good team in the Southeast that we trust, and we trust that they also did their work. But it just happened that that is the stronghold of Mr. Weah. So, but there are conversations ongoing.
But I always tell people when people say the stronghold of President Weah, I'd be like, that's not his stronghold. It just needs the opposition party to work tirelessly to actually get him out.
So we have a run-up. We have a run-up, and the engagement will continue there. The results from there, you see that it was not 100% win for the ruling government. So it shows that the visit of the VSB, Senator Barney, and other supporters or officials of the rescue mission there, their presence during the campaign period in the Southeast, it made some impact, and we just have to double up, to make more of the engagements. We just have to enlighten our people's mind that we must go beyond, voting on the basis of region, on the basis of tribes and all of that. Because once we do that, then they're going to have the space to see that their lives are not much more of a better condition that it should be. Because right now in the Southeast, everything we buy here in Monrovia and other areas connected to the road, it almost times 2 or more of that in the Southeast. But it just requires continuous engagement so that our people can see the reality, and we can all deliver this tax together.
You talked about Councillor Telwan Gonglo giving his support to the Unity Party. So how strong is this going to be to have a positive effect, right, on the Unity Party to come out victorious in the runoff elections?
Councillor Gongo is one of the very good and sophisticated species of the nation. He's one of the good sons of this country. And you know the most current election results. He accumulated a very 30 votes, uh, which could help the Unity Party and its alliance is to get Mr. Weah out. Because at the moment where we are, it is no longer about absolute majority. We're going straight for a simple majority. So even a one vote difference will get us the presidency, and we could forever, save our people out of this national nightmare that we have. So the decision by Councillor Gonglo and his entire LPP to come on board is welcoming, and we see that as a plus, to the rescue team. And we're very sure that nobody's going to pretend like the LPP is of no force or has no relevance in this process. So they have their own base and they have their own support. I know how a certain portion of Nimba vote was culminated by Councillor Gonglo, and with his presence, we're going to have that. In other parts of the country as well, people believed in him, and we trust that just as they have asked their supporters to join them for us to rescue this country together, we strongly believe that those who believe in them will do.
Now, with this saying, it's alleged that seditions are going communities with Unity Party T-shirts, Unity Party stickers on the phone, because it was one of the strategies that Unity Party used to actually campaign, and it was massive. To tell people that the standard bearer is asking for their voting cards so that they can compensate them with something. Did you notice any of such in Nimba, or since you came 2 days ago, have you noticed any of such in Monrovia as well?
In Nimba, we got the intelligence that the CDC was in Nimba, considering it as one of the strong backbone of the Unity Party now, that they were there to buy photo card. There were the concerns emanated from the community. A lot of people told us, but before coming to Monrovia, what the instruction that we give to young people that we work with is that they should initiate citizen action. Anybody that see in the community buying photo card, they should have them arrested and then turned over to national security. Okay. So we've given a mandate to young people that we work with that anybody we see any of our communities in Nimba buying voter cards, they should have them grabbed and turned over to national security for further action.
All right, we have Pinches T. Domar. He's a proud son of Nimba County, and of course his involvement with the campaigning specifically in Nimba. He's here to give us more details on the campaign in Nimba. So as far as we are concerned in Nimba County, Nimba happens to be one of the biggest sub-political division of Liberia that has over I think 200,000 to 300,000 residents.
With the most recent election, voter registration, we have over 308,000 registered voters.
Yeah. So with that, the message I listened to a message from the political godfather, Senator Prince Johnson, calling on all Nimalians, and someone said he was being divisive because he spoke the Gio. I think he called on the Gio, he called on the Mano, and then the Mandingo. I think I'm sure some part of Nimba, Mandingos, and then another tribe. I think the Bandi.
We have we have some part. You have the Crown.
Crown. Okay, so he called all of them to vote for the to give their vote to the Unity Party. And some people are saying it's divisive. But do you have anything to speak on that? So I think you listened to that recording.
I don't see the problem with Senator Johnson.
Mhm.
You know, as we all know, and he has been, he and the people of Nimba, because people of Nimba have always stood by him
Mhm.
during recent political history
Mhm.
in determining who becomes the president of the country.
Mhm.
Our most recent election history can point to that. So for Senator Johnson to rally his people, you know, to support a particular side,
Mhm.
I don't know how it becomes tribal than having a government. We have a government that is squarely,
Mhm.
you know, southeast saturated.
Yeah.
You have the president comes from one region of the country, and nearly all top officials of the country coming from that region.
One region.
Yeah, you know, we have a very sectional and you know, I would say the president is the most unrepentant tribalist I've ever seen.
Mm.
Because if you cannot give a space to other region, is it that the people from the North Central region, they are not endowed with people with the expertise to deliver on some of the tasks? Or if not, what about the people from the Western cluster?
Mhm.
But every other top position in this country is held by somebody from the Southeast also. So what is more divisive and tribal?
Mhm.
Having a government
Consistent,
that
almost all of your
almost all of the
ministers,
top
your,
officials
the
are
autonomous
from the
agencies,
South-
directors.
yeah, are from the Southeast.
Mhm.
Then and
Okay.
somebody just saying, "Oh, my people, this is it. I come to you since you've been supporting me and you've always stood by me.
Mhm.
Let's do this together and let's get this regime out." So the one who says it and the one who practices it, who is more tribal and who is more divisive. So I think Mr. Weah is a tribalist in chief than any other person in this country. And Senator Johnson is only rallying the support of his people
Mhm.
and his kinsmen to see how best we undo, you know, the sectional and tribal leadership that we have presiding over us currently.
Now, it's alleged, but I don't know if you are aware of this, that Ide Gonglo Ule,
Madam Eden
yeah, said that she's not going to give her support to the Unity Party. Are you aware of that? Allegedly. Are you aware of that? But her brother is coming. Her brother have already come over to the UP. Do you think it's a possible chance that she comes over as well? She's already part of the Unity Party, we know, but she said because of Prince Johnson, she's not going to give her support.
Why it is true that we're going to rally the effort or the support of every stakeholder,
Mhm.
you know, within the republic and, you know, our own country of work. We will also respect the fact that everyone has his or her own democratic right to support whatever side they decide to support.
Mhm.
So it is Madam Gonglo's right to find it fitting to support the Unity
But
Party.
she's a UP. She's a strong member of the UP.
She
of
has been
UP.
with the Liberty Party.
Mm.
Yeah, the Liberty Party. And it is also her right not to support the Unity Party or whatever, whatever side. So though we hope that she gets on board, but if she doesn't get on board, so be it. We move on to look for our vote.
Okay, folks, you are listening to Punch Evening Ride and watching Punch Evening Ride right here on Punch 106.7 and Punch TV. And live in studio is Pintes T. Doma, a proud son of Nimba County that have come to talk much more about his county on the presidential, just in the presidential election results, the first round, and also giving us more details as to plans that they have to do to protect the votes and at the end of the day becomes victorious in the second runoff. So wherever you are, let's take this break. When we come back, we open the phone lines so that you may have your say. But before we go, let's look at our headlines today. The National Election Commission accused of violating Constitution with November 14 runoff election. And of course, 3 opposition political parties seek forensic examination of all ballot papers. Is the Unity Party part of it as well?
No. I
Okay.
think we have all of Madam Sarah Beslo Yanti. We
Yeah.
have Mr. Clarence Moldova,
Mhm.
Lanu, and I think the
The
CPP.
CPP, definitely. Okay, let's take this break. When we come back, we go strictly to the phone lines to hear you and some of the issues we'll talk about today on the program. This is Punch Evening Ride. Keep tuned and keep watching. Don't go away. Are you calling from? All right, go ahead. Let's hear you. Yeah. You see? Which part of real people taking Siri number from? What can I call it in? Not really. Okay. Okay. So some part of rehabbing. So like I told you, right? People are wearing the Unity Party T-shirts to identify themselves as Unity partisans, going out to collect people voter registration card, saying that the papi will give them money. So I mean, if you're out there, right? If anybody, like Peter said, the caveat, the strategy that's in Nima County, if someone comes in your community in Unity Party T-shirt and say, "Oh, they sent off for your voter registration card," you're just do your citizen arrest them,
grab the person and take
them over to the nearest police station, then they will better identify themselves as Unity partisan or where they're from. Let's talk to this person quickly. Hello, your name, where do you call from? Okay, let's hear you. Okay, thank you. 08805616440778665699 are the numbers to call. Let's talk to this caller quickly. Who's on the line from this side? Hello. Hello. Yeah, your name and where do you call from? The Western region. Which part? When came out. Okay, let's hear you. Hmm. Yeah, we know all of those things. So the thing now is, since we know that he's more trouble, they are the employees to get him out. Okay. Thank you very much. And Peters, I think the vice president of recent, the sitting vice president, Madam Joao Taylor, I think she made a statement. She said the election is the county meet. So since the county meet, everyone be their own campaign person now. In your country, go everyone campaign. All right.
For me, I think the vice president needs to be called to order.
For making sure statement.
It's very, very embarrassing that we will have the president holding the second highest office in the country.
Yeah,
and making such divisive statement.
Yeah,
and we think it doesn't cut across and it doesn't represent the honorable office that she sits in. To make national decision making, to narrow it down to county meet and say, okay, because I'm from Bon County, though she has served as two-term
Senator.
senator of Bon County
Yeah.
and now vice president, but with nearly no impact in Bon County. The people of Bon County should vote her simply because she has, an origin from there.
So it means that this divisive virus of attitude have actually been transferred from the president to her. Oh
no dirty water comes from up and reach down clean.
Okay, let's
start getting running.
Let's talk to both people. Hello, your name and where do you call from? Okay, let's hear you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 0880561644 0778665699. Let's talk to another person. Good evening. Your name and where do you call from? Okay, let's hear you, sir. No, he did not say what they have done. He said what they will do for them, that they want for people to vote for them. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's talk to this person. Hello. Yeah. Go ahead. Your name and where do you call from? Okay. Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Good evening. Hello. Okay, let's hear you, Abdullah. What kind of company? Name the company. Okay, thank you. So, Peters, the issue of this second run-up. Now, let's talk a little bit more. Then we'll take more calls. Now, I heard somebody saying, at number two, there where we were doing the first turn, right? Yeah. Now we're to spot number one. Now they've started propagating again to tell people that they should go and vote number two. Because the mindset, those people who are in the interland, right, that don't really know, so they already, their mind is already set on number two. And now Joseph Boakai, the Unity Party, is at number one. So what is the strategy you people are using now to actually change the number from two now to one?
Just before I come there, I think one of the callers mentioned that we didn't have pool watcher
Mhm.
somewhere in Blaze up here.
Yeah.
Uh, for the record, let me be clear that we had pool watchers at all 736 polling places.
in Nima.
And we didn't just have that, we had 236, 262 supervisors supervising all of the 736 uh, agents at all polling places,
Mhm.
because we have 262%,
Mhm.
which make up the 736 polling
Polling
places. So we have a database of our party agents
Mhm.
at all of the centers
Mhm.
and the polling places. So I just thought to make clarity on that.
Okay.
And to your question,
Mhm.
yes, I'm one person of the stronger conviction who holds a stronger conviction and opinion that much need to be done
Yeah.
about voter education.
Mhm.
We understand that that should be one of the statutory roles of the National Elections Commission, and they have been working with some civil society groups,
Mhm.
in execution of that mandate. But I think political institutions need to do more, most especially the Unity Party. Uh, while it's true that I believe that some of the most of the invalid votes, most especially the ones that came from NIMBA, were customized by NEC workers, as a means to suppress the Unity Party vote. I also believe that the invalid votes, some of the votes accumulated by the candidate at spot number one during the first round, uh, were all votes belonging to the Unity Party. And we did the voter education, but we just needed to be more exact. Like, I'll be specific when I talk about the candidate at spot number one during the first round. The Unity Party message was, when you go out to vote on election day, vote number one. In fact, number two.
Number two.
So we were telling the people the number they should vote, but we were not telling them how they should count.
Yeah.
Because most of them, for the illiterate people, you say you count number one,
number
you
two.
count number two, that right there. So most of them, you see that when they hold the ballot paper, they count Errol Appleton as number one, his running mate
Number
as
two.
number two. So they were counting from left to right, and right there they check.
Okay.
So that was that. Errol Appleton running mate was the number two for them. Why? During our message, the interpretation of what we were telling them is count from top to bottom.
Yeah.
1, 2, stop there.
But they were counting from left to right.
And we were not precise with how they should do the counting.
Okay.
So because we just left them, so more needs to be done with the voter education, most especially that our position on the ballot has been changed.
Yeah, to number one.
Yes. And the voter education will also reduce the number of invalid votes. Again, while it is true that I believe that some of the invalid votes were made, they were created by NEC workers, because there are ways that you do that. Yeah, folks who have worked with the National Elections Commission.
Okay, so folks, 080-561-644-0778-665-699 are the numbers to call. Let's go back to the line and talk to more people. Good evening. Fine. Your name and where do you call from? For which party? And what your spot on the ticket? On the ballot paper? Okay. All right. Let's hear you. Mhm. I mean, like, when you talk about push aside, what is the message you carrying that you've been pushed aside? Okay.
So I think I want a contact number.
Okay. So can you give your contact so that Pinterest can
Oh,
call you?
you have it there on the screen?
Let me see. Hold on, hold on. I have it. You don't have to call it. Let me just hold the line. Let me get it, and I'll give it to him. Okay. So this is your number you're calling on, right? Okay, I got it. So I'll give it to him. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I mean, this is a
Yeah.
real critical issue to deal with as well. So 08805616440778665699. Let's talk to this person. Good evening. Your name and where do you call from? Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. You don't say so. I mean, you don't say.
I think the rescue mission, like our stand-up there always says, our arms are open to everybody. So uh Nome is an island. We're reaching out to everybody. And if you see the need for us to rescue this country together, let us do it together.
Then don't see it that way. Don't see it
Why
that way.
if we see it
See it
from
from
the
the
chief driver, the number one man on the
see it
ticket
from the
of our,
vision bearer
yes,
aspect.
vision
Forget
bearer.
about those down there that are saying you shouldn't. So see it from the vision bearer aspect.
Ambassador Baka is the leader here.
That's how it is. So thanks for calling. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Let's
you.
talk to another person from this side. Hello, your name and where do you call from? Okay. Mhm. Hmm. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you protect your voter registration card properly for the coming. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Let's take another person. Hello. I think this is going to be our last caller. Yeah, let's hear your name and where do you call from? All right, Prince. Let's hear you, my brother. Let's hear you, Prince. He rescuing you because you talking like you are talking what you're talking like you not even get nothing. So they're rescuing you. You. So thank you for calling. All right. So this is Punch Evening Ride on your radio, Punch 106.7 and Punch TV Live on Facebook. We are right here. But before we go to Pinterest, let's take just 5 of our driving tips for employees. Like I said, many employers don't test drivers; they just employ people based on I know you and this guy been driving. It's on an old car, and then they employ them. So number one, hire drivers with a good track record. Number two, provide access to drivers training. Number three, give employees the tool they need. Number four, develop a rest schedule for your drivers. Number five, include drivers in your lone worker policy. So we're going to continue with the rest of the 5 on Friday. So let's go to Pinterest so that he can give us his concluding statement, and then we'll call this a day. Pinterest?
Yeah, thank you, Victor. And let me say thanks to the management here. So let me say thanks to everybody who made a contribution through calling, the folks following your online platform. So the Unity Party and its alliances, we are asking everybody out there, just like the last female caller said, you don't necessarily have to know somebody, in the party, or that we're saying like Liberia.
Who know you think? They want to who know you think?
You're supposed to know be person in the party.
Before you contribute to the nation.
Everything we're doing right now is about the country. Liberia is no longer the country that it used to be. Nobody needs to tell us that. If you think what we're talking, maybe we're talking in too much BB English on the radio. Just the thing that is, you can't intellectualize a hunger that we're going through in the country.
Seriously.
How much we used to buy back already? How much you used to pay away from here? Let's say from ERW Junction to Boulevard Junction.
Let's say, for example, for me, ERW Junction to my house was around $80 to $100. Now it's $150.
Okay. So let us try to compare the past from 20. Because Mr. We took over January 22nd,
2018, yeah. The next
so compare that time to now and what it used to be before that time. So you don't have to know anybody personally. To our people out there, where a group of people are, there'll always be problem. But whether you have that partisan or official of the Unity Party, the two of you in a good term. Once you believe in Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boaka, don't say because the person will name me on our vote, Ambassador Boaka. Where we are, it is about the country. Once you believe in Ambassador Boaka, follow him. Again, you don't have to know anybody big in the party. Let us all do this for the country. Let us rescue the country together. And it has been good interacting with you. I hope we can talk
there will be more. There will be more. There will actually be more on this program. And it was nice having you on the program, and adhering to our call to come on the program.
Thank you.
Okay, so he's Pinterest Doma, proud son of Nima County, appearing on the Punch Evening Ride this evening on this Wednesday edition of the program. So wherever you are, whatever thing you find yourself doing, let's go back to our word of the day. Our word of the day says, it pronounces as extraneous, right? Extraneous. And it's something described as extraneous, does not form a necessary part of something else, and may also therefore be considered irrelevant or unimportant. So that's our vocabulary of the day. And our top headlines today: 3 opposition political parties seek forensic examination of all ballot papers, and the National Elections Commission accused of violating Constitution with November 14 runoff election. And so, folks, on this note, this is how I like to say bye-bye to you. I will be back next Friday, and next Friday is going to be very entertaining. That's what we're going to be doing, prank, okay? So my name is Victor Wim. I will be back on Friday with another splendid presentation of the program, Punch Evening Ride. Bye-bye.